I wanted to say a few words about spring. It's so nice, isn't it? It's getting nice, beautiful weather again. I mean, not always beautiful weather, but it's clearly getting more and more light, and there's more energy. We are all getting a bit more awake. And the spring is traditionally the time for new things, letting new energy come in, letting all those ideas and projects that have been marinating during the silence of winter to bring the creative force and bring these ideas into reality. So let's focus on that idea today during this class. So you can find your way to the top of the mat and bring your feet hips distance apart. So hips distance, it's usually a little bit closer. Your feet are a bit closer than you would imagine. So you can try bringing one heel in to touch the other foot, and that's about the distance. So it's a little closer than we tend to take normally. And close your eyes for a moment. And just draw your attention to your feet. Lift all the toes up, if you can, and spread the toes. Then one by one, little toe, the second toe or the fourth, the middle toe, the second toe and the big toe, press them one by one back to the floor. Bring your balance back to your heels, and then front to the balls of your feet. Rock a few times to really root your feet to find the connection with the earth. And find first your normal, natural breathing. Now bringing your attention to your belly, softening the belly for a moment. Finding your natural breath, softening your face as well. And then bringing your attention back to your feet and rising the energy up from your feet and from your heels, through your legs, through your spine, to your chest, to the crown of your head, lengthening and straightening as you're pressing your feet firmly to the mat. And then even from your shoulders to your arms to your fingertips, straighten the arms. And begin to find your ujjayi breathing. Closing your mouth gently and just breathing through your nose, creating a slight contraction to the back of your throat, which allows you to lengthen your breaths and find your ujjayi breathing, victorious breath. Listen for a moment this sound of your breath, the hissing sound of ocean, beginning to find equal length to your inhalations and exhalations. Once together, when you're ready, inhale, counting to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 2 more rounds at your own pace. Now imagining that as you inhale everything that's new, the fresh ideas. And as you exhale, release Every time that you inhale from now on throughout this practice, inhale what is new and fresh, and exhale to release. With your next exhalation, gently open your eyes. Bring your hands to your heart, palms together, and we'll start moving with Sun Salutation A. Inhale to reach your arms up towards the sky. Reach as high as you can. And exhale to fold forward, reaching towards the floor. Inhale to your flat back. So chest forward, back parallel with the floor. Exhale, hands to the mat, step to your high plank. Or rest your knees on the floor and lower down on your belly. Point the toes, press the tops of your feet to the mat, and inhale to lift your chest up, keeping a long neck. Then exhale, curl the toes under, press yourself to your tabletop position, and downward facing dog. 5 breaths in your down dog. Finding your firm foundation, clawing the fingertips to the mat. Shoulders away from your ears. Keeping your knees soft, tailbone towards the ceiling. Breathing length to your back, to the sides of your waist. Keeping your neck free from tension. One more deep breath here. Then with your next exhalation, bend your knees, gaze in front of you, and step to the top of the mat. Feet hips distance apart. Inhale to your flat back, chest forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to rise all the way up. Reach your arms up towards the sky. And exhale, hands to your heart. Once more. Inhale to reach your arms up towards the sky. Reach up, even gazing up. Then exhale, folding forward. Enjoy the new movements. Inhale to your flat back, chest forward, belly in. Exhale, hands to the mat and step to your high plank. And lower down. All the way to your belly. Point the toes. And inhale to lift your chest up. Elbows in. Exhale, curl the toes under. Through your tabletop to your downward facing dog. 5 breaths in your down dog. Deep breaths. Especially making sure that your inhalations have the length. Exhalations of equal length. Every inhalation activating and exhaling to release. Feeling your hands and feet pressing to the mat. And your seating bones, your hips rising towards the ceiling. 2 more deep breaths here. Deep, nourishing breaths. And with your next exhalation, bend the knees, gaze in front of you, and step to the top of the mat. Inhale to your flat back, chest forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Once more. Feel free to take your own pace if you like. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to your flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat, step to your high plank. And if you want, you can take chaturanga now. So bend the elbows as you're sliding forward, gazing forward. Inhale to your upwards facing dog, or do just what we did earlier. Exhale, downwards facing dog. 5 breaths here. 1, 2, 3. Heavy heels rooting towards the ground. 4 and 5. Bend the knees, gaze in front of you, and step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale to your flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up with your straight back. Exhale, hands to your heart. Then bend your knees, brush the floor, and inhale to rise to your chair pose. You can keep your hands apart or together, palms together. Bring your balance to your heel, gazing up, reach up. And exhale to bend forward. Inhale to your flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat, step to your high plank. Lower down, chaturanga or down. Inhale, upwards facing dog. Exhale, downwards facing dog. Walk your feet together. And inhale to reach your right foot up, pointing the toes. 1 extra breath here. And next exhalation, bring your knee towards your chest. Step your foot between your hands. Align your feet hips distance apart. And inhale to rise all the way up to your crescent pose, bending to your front knee. 1 more breath here, lift your chest up. And exhale, hands to the mat. Step to your high plank, lower down or chaturanga. Inhale, upwards facing dog. Exhale, downwards facing dog. Root both hands to the mat, claw the fingertips to the mat. Walk the feet together and inhale to reach your left foot up. Pressing equally both of your hands to the mat. 1 more breath. Next exhalation, bring your knee to your chest and step the foot between your hands. Bring the ball of the back of the foot, back foot to the mat. And inhale to rise all the way up, crescent pose. Keep your back knee lifting up, bending down to your front knee, maybe even gazing up. 1 more breath, lift your chest up. The next exhalation, hands to the mat. Step to the high plank or knees down and lower down. Inhale, upwards facing dog. Exhale, downwards facing dog. 5 breaths in your down dog. Finding that steady foundation of your arms. Armpits looking towards each other to engage the strength of your arms. Deep breaths. Always welcome to bring the knees down for a moment. Release your neck. 1 more breath here. The next exhalation, bend the knees, gaze in front of you, and step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale to your flat back, straight back. Exhale to fold forward. Bend your knees again and brush the floor. Inhaling to your chair pose. And straighten, lift all the way up. And next exhalation, hands to your heart. Bend the knees again, brush the floor. Inhale to rise up, chair pose. Exhale, straighten the legs, fold forward. Inhale to your flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat, step to your high plank, lower down. Inhale, upwards facing dog. Press the tops of your feet actively to the mat. Exhale, downwards facing dog. Both hands equally pressing to the mat. Walk the feet together. Next inhalation, lift your right foot up, point the toes up. And next exhalation, curl the knee to your chest, step the foot between your hands. Inhale to rise up to your crescent pose. Lift the chest up, feel your feet rooting to the mat as you're lifting up. Next exhalation, hands to the mat, step to your high plank and lower down. Inhale, upwards facing dog. Exhale, downwards facing dog. Walk the feet together. Next inhalation, left foot rising up, point the toes. Exhale, knee to the chest, step the foot between your hands. Inhale to rise up. Beautiful movements. Feet pressing to the mat as your arms and chest are rising up, drawing the belly in. Then next exhalation, hands to the mat. Step to your high plank, lower down. Inhale, upwards facing dog. Exhale, downwards facing dog. Beautiful. 3 more deep breaths here. Deep, nourishing breaths. Your hands and feet finding the floor. Pushing on the floor. And this way, finding more length at the sides of your waist, in your back. Heavy heels rooting towards the ground. 1 more breath. The next exhalation, bend the knees, gaze in front of you, and step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale to your flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees and inhale to your chair pose. And straightening up, reaching all the way up as high as you can. And next exhalation, return your hands to your heart. And then you have a choice. We're going to do a funky chair pose. So you can lift your heels up or keep them down. Lift up, grow up through the crown of your head and arms parallel with the floor. Find a steady gaze. 1 point for your attention. Find your smile, find your breath. And next exhalation, begin to bend your knees, keeping your ankles straight. Until your hips are about at the same height with your knees. Engage the inner thighs. Draw the belly in. Imagine that there's a wall behind you. Breathe through the challenge, you got this. Then next inhalation brings you just a tiny bit higher. Next one a bit more high. Higher. Higher. Inch by inch. Come higher until you're at the top. Stay here. 1 more breath. And then in control, return the heels to the floor, hands to your heart. You can close your eyes for a moment. Just experience your heart racing. Feeling the liveliness of your body. And with your next exhalation, open your eyes again. Beautiful. Then inhale to reach your arms up again. Grow, bloom towards the sky. And exhale to fold forward, finding the ground. Inhale to your flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat, step to your high plank. Lower down. Inhale, upwards facing dog. And exhale, downwards facing dog. Beautiful. Take a moment to find your hands rooting to the mat. Steady dog. Then walk the feet together. And with your next inhalation, lift your heels up and then send your right foot up, pointing the toes. Then bend that lifted leg knee, reaching your toes to the side and knee lifting up. Opening that hip at the same time, pressing equally to the mat. Keeping your steady breath, one more breath. And next inhalation, point the toes back up. And exhale to bend the knee to your chest. Step that foot between your hands. Align the feet hips distance apart. Gaze forward. And inhale to rise up to your crescent pose, reaching your arms up towards the sky. Bring your hands, palms together or keep them apart. Challenge your balance by looking up gently, keeping your neck straight. Just lifting your chest up as you're drawing your belly in. One more breath. Then slowly send that back heel down and open to your warrior two. Back foot toes pointing to the side. Feet pulling towards each other isometrically. Gazing over your front fingertips. Next exhalation, bending deeper to your front knee. One more breath. Then reverse your warrior. Front palm up. Inhale to reach that front palm up. Back palm down on the back of your back leg. Gazing up, opening the chest. Beautiful. Reach up, up, up with your top arm. With your next exhalation, return the arms parallel with the floor. Hands to your heart. Go down to the inside of the front knee and gently make a round to turn your feet towards the back of the mat. Then hands to the mat, step to your high plank. Lower down. Inhale to your upwards facing dog. Exhale, downwards facing dog. Beautiful. Deep, nourishing breaths. Find your smile. Catch your breath. Allow every exhalation to release. And then when you're ready, walk the feet together again. So we're facing the back of the mat now. Next inhalation, lift your heels up. Left foot rising up. Left foot, so other foot this time, pointing up towards the ceiling. Then bend that knee. Those top foot toes reaching to the side. The knee rising up as you're pressing both hands equally to the mat. Deep breaths, one more breath. The next inhalation, lift the toes back towards the sky. And exhale, bend the knee to your chest and step that foot between your hands. Align the feet hips distance apart. Gaze forward. And inhale to rise all the way up to your crescent pose. Arms reaching up. Deep breath to reach higher. And exhale to bend deeper to your front knee. Grow your hands up towards the ceiling, to the sky like a blossoming tree. One more breath. Then send that back heel to the floor and find your way to your warrior two. So hips opening to the side, back toes pointing to the side. Strong straight arms at your sides. Gazing firmly over the front hand fingertips. Deep breaths. Isometrically pulling your feet towards each other. Opening the shoulders back as you're drawing your belly in. One more breath. Then flip the front palm. And next inhalation, reverse warrior. Now your front arm reaching up. You can gaze up to your palm or down, whatever works for your neck. Keep bending deep to your front knee. One more breath here. The next exhalation, return your arms parallel with the floor. Hands to your chest. Bring your front left elbow to your left knee. And make yourself round again, staying down, bringing your hands to the top of the mat. Send both feet back and go through your vinyasa, lowering down, up to your upwards facing dog, and exhale to downwards facing dog. Very nice. Deep breaths, straight, strong arms pushing to the floor, heavy heels rooting towards the ground. Breathing length to your back. One more breath. Then with your next exhalation, step your right foot between your hands. And rise up, bringing your arms parallel with the floor again. Step the back foot a bit closer. Align your heels heel to heel. We're going to trikonasana, triangle pose. Inhale, gazing over your front fingertips again. And exhale to reach down with your front hand, back arm reaching up. Perhaps even gazing up to your top arm palm. Drawing your belly in. Deep breaths. Trying to find that equal length to inhalations and exhalations. One more breath here. The next inhalation. Rise up again, bring your arms parallel with the floor, flip your toes towards the back of the mat, back toes pointing slightly forward 45 degrees. Inhale to find length, and exhale, front arm reaching down, back arm up, the balls of your feet rooting to the ground. Deep breaths. One more breath here. Find your smile. The next inhalation, come all the way up again. Point the toes towards the front of the mat. Bring your hands to your heart. Align the feet hips distance apart or heel to heel. Gazing forward, bring your right arm to your hip. So the front arm side hand to your hip. And inhale to reach your other arm up towards the sky, rooting your feet firmly to the mat as you're reaching as high as you can. Then exhale to reach forward and bring that hand either to your leg, front leg, or even to the outside of your front foot. Then inhale to open your shoulder up, top shoulder up, and gaze up. And you can even send that hand from your hip to all the way to reach up towards the sky, coming to your revolved triangle pose. Deep breaths. You got this complicated pose. One more breath here. Keep your core active. The next exhalation, send that top arm back down and rise all the way up, bringing your hands parallel with the floor and flip sides. So toes pointing to the back of the mat now. I recommend to align your feet, heels, hips distance apart. So bring that front leg, side, arm to your hip, and hips turning towards the back of the mat this time. Then inhale to reach the other arm up, reaching up, up. Then exhale to reach forward and bring that hand to the opposite side leg or even to the outside of the foot. Then inhale to revolve twist your upper back, shoulder reaching up, even gazing up. And if you want, next inhalation, reach the top arm up towards the sky, keeping your core active, pressing the front foot, the ball of the front foot firmly to the mat. Deep breaths. One more breath here. The next exhalation, return the hand to the floor and come all the way up. Beautiful. Hands to your heart and step to the top of the mat. Very nice. Next inhalation, step your left foot back, point the toes out slightly. Inhale to breathe length to your spine, and exhale to bend to your left knee and point the front toes up towards the sky. Side lunge. Inhale to come up. Exhale, other side. Feel free to keep your hands on the floor as well. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Come up. Exhale. Switch sides. Always pointing the toes up. Inhale. Exhale and stay here. Gazing towards the top of the mat. Bring your hands to the mat and see if you can find your way seated. When you're seated, point the straightened leg, toes all the way up. Bring your bended knee heel as close to your hips as you can and press the hip aside with your upper arm. Bring your hands to the mat. Inhale to lift your chest up, keeping your hips down on the floor, rooting down as you're lifting up. Then next exhalation, walk your hands forward with your straight back, chest keeping forward. Finding a deep stretch to your hips. And if this is hard, you can always put a block or something under your hips. One more breath here. The next inhalation, come up again, straighten your back. Take a hold of your bended knee ankle with the opposite hand. Gaze over your knee and inhale to reach your free arm up. And exhale to bend forward over your straightened leg and reach towards your toes. You don't have to reach the toes. Just keep your reaching arm straight. Chest rotating up towards the ceiling, gazing up. Deep breaths. Every inhalation finding length. And exhaling to release deeper. Once more inhale. And exhale. Inhale to come all the way up. Bring your hands to the floor and lift yourself up again. Come all the way up. Hands to your heart. Inhale, breathe length. And exhale, let's go. Side lunge. Inhale. Exhale, really engaging the strength of your legs. Continue at your own pace. Deep breaths. And next exhalation, stay down. Making sure that you're now on the other side. I think I cannot cue you with the left and right now. I trust that you know which side it was. So point the straightened leg, toes up towards the ceiling. Bring the bended knee, heel as close as you can. Press that knee aside a couple of times with the upper arm. Then inhale to breathe length, lift your chest up. And exhale to bend forward. Trying to keep your chest up. Just one more breath here. The next inhalation, straightening the crown of your head up. Grab that bended knee ankle with the opposite arm. And inhale to reach your free arm up, gazing up to your palm. And exhale to bend over that straight leg, reaching towards the toes. Keeping your core active, feeling those sitting bones rooting towards the ground. Maybe the bended knee side sitting bone is not on the floor, but just imagine that action of rooting towards the floor as you're finding length at the side of at the side of your back. One more deep breath here. Then next inhalation, come all the way up. Very nice. Then find your way to your plank. Send your feet back. One deep breath here. And exhale to lower down. Inhale, upwards facing dog. Chest rising up. And exhale, downwards facing dog. Very nice. Take a few deep clarifying breaths here. Neutralizing your spine again. Maybe bending your knees for a moment. And with your next exhalation, pressing the heels towards the ground again, finding length in the back of your legs. One more breath here. The next exhalation, step that foot forward. That will allow you to face towards the screen and come all the way up again. Point the toes out again, finding a wide stance. We're gonna do goddess pose. Hands to your heart. Inhale to breathe length, drawing the belly in. And exhale, bend both knees. rooting all four corners of your feet firmly to the mat, opening your knees out with the strength of your glutes and your legs, drawing the belly in, chest lifting up. And now for a moment, imagine energy going through your legs, through your spine, all the way to the crown of your head as you inhale, and exhaling to return back to the floor. So with every inhalation, going all the way through your body, through your spine, to the crown of your head. And exhalations, returning back down, hold it. You got this. One more breath, you got this. Sit deeper. Then inhale to straighten the legs. Reach your arms up for a moment to really stretch. Maybe even gazing up. And exhale, hands to your heart. And then I think we're ready for that part of our sequence that we're gonna do at the wall. So find your piece of wall. And when you're ready, put your feet gently on the wall. You can do this. Yeah. Gently bring your feet to the wall and find your tabletop position at the wall just for a moment. Then step your right foot between your hands here and rise up for this variation of Anjaneyasana. And you can return your feet back to the floor and walk that knee closer to the wall and pointing the toes up. Then rising up to this nice Anjaneyasana variation, giving a deep stretch to the front of that lifted foot quadriceps. And again, bring your attention to your breath, drawing the belly in, pressing the front foot firmly to the mat as you're reaching your chest up. Every exhalation surrendering to that deep stretch on the quadricep. One more breath here. Then slowly bring your hands to the floor again. And now press your hands firmly to the mat. Make sure that the index fingers are pointing forward, clawing the fingertips to the mat. Straighten your arms. Then slowly begin to straighten that front leg. Actually, first bring the foot slightly backwards, closer to the wall. Then walk that lifted foot higher and higher. And bring the balance for a moment on your hands like you're on a handstand to lift that foot from the floor and place it closer to your hands. Try to straighten that lifted leg, pressing your hands firmly to the ground, giving a deep stretch to the back of your standing leg. Taking deep breaths here, breathing through the challenge. One more breath, you got this. Then slowly find your way back down, bending the front foot, the standing leg foot, leg knee, and coming all the way down. Beautiful. That was standing split using the wall as a prop. Then let's do the other side. So bring your feet to the wall again. Now walk that right knee closer and step the left foot between your hands. So the opposite side. And slowly, with your inhalation, rise up. You can keep your hands on your knee, pressing all four corners of that supporting foot to the ground as you're drawing your belly in, slowly straightening your arms to lift your chest up, maybe even gently gazing up. Taking a few deep breaths here. Every inhalation, drawing the crown of your head even higher towards the sky. And exhaling to surrender to that stretching sensation. One more breath here. Beautiful. Then slowly bring your hands to the mat. And again, find very strong foundation to your hands. Index fingers pointing forward, clawing the fingertips to the mat. Then walk that front foot a bit closer to the wall. And begin to straighten the supporting leg. And walking that lifted foot higher. And then as you inhale, press your hands to the mat to lift the supporting foot up, to move it closer to your hands if you want to have a deeper sensation. Deep breaths here. 2 more breaths. 1 more deep breath. Then slowly begin to bend that supporting leg knee and coming all the way down. Very nice. Then I think that we can try this without the wall. So come and stand next to the wall. The wall side foot, press that firmly to the ground. Lift the other foot up and begin to bend forward. You can keep the back leg bended for now, finding your warrior 3 position, keeping your chest up, and then slowly bring your hands to the mat, to the ground, and begin to reach that back foot up, straightening and pointing the toes. For 5, 4, press all 4 corners of the standing leg foot to the mat. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bend the front knee. Bring both feet to the ground. Hands to your heart, gaze up, gaze forward, and with a straight back, come all the way up. Very nice. And then the other side. So now feel free to face the other direction, to have your standing leg next to the wall if you like. Then press 4 corners of the other foot to the floor. Lift the knee up, hands at your heart. And exhale to begin to bend forward, reaching back with your lifted foot. And then gently bring your hands to the ground at the fingertips or even the palms down. And lift the back foot up and up as high as you can for 5, 4, inner thighs active, 3, higher, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Bend the front knee, return slowly, both feet to the floor. Maybe even bringing your hands to your hips, elbows towards each other, bending the knees gently, chest forward to rise up without compromising your lower back. Okay, then let's go to our normal place again. And when you're ready, find the top of the mat, bring your hands to your heart. Then reach your arms forward and bend the knees to slowly bring your hips down until you're seated. Very nice. And then it's time for some core work. We're gonna do Navasana, boat pose. So keep your knees lifted up, bring your hands on the floor. Engage your core, draw the belly in, lift your chest up. Begin to bring your balance back until your toes are lifted. Bring your shins parallel with the floor. And feel free to support your hands on the floor or lift them. Feel free to experiment the most difficult variation, straightening the legs. For 3, 2, lift your chest up, gaze up, find your smile. 1, and lower down. Bring your feet down, hug your knees. You can even bring your forehead to your knees to release that lower back. This pose, if you have a lot of tension in your lower back in this pose, or you feel discomfort, feel free to keep your hands on the mat, even support your hands behind you. It's more important that you can with comfort focus on the core. That's the intention. Okay, so bring your hands on the floor, draw your belly in, lift your chest up, gaze forward, and begin to bring your balance back, slowly lifting your feet up. And if you like, bring your palms together, bring your hands to one side of your knees. Inhale, exhale to straighten. Inhale and exhale, lift up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 6 more times. 1, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1, and if you like, stay here. Spread your arms, keep pointing your feet. Once more, and lower down on your back. Exhale to release. Take a few deep breaths here, just laying on your back. Maybe exhaling through your mouth. Maybe even sighing out. Okay. Then lift your knees up again. Bring your feet as wide as the mat. Let your knees drop towards each other just for a moment. Continuing to rest just a bit. Just a few more active poses. A bridge pose. So bring your feet to the mat. Knees just above your heels. Bring your palms down on the mat at the sides of your waist. And maybe rub at your heels just to measure the distance. Draw your belly in, lower back going towards the ground. And next inhalation, lift your hips up. Pressing your palms and your shoulders on the mat, walking the shoulders towards each other. Maybe even interlacing the fingers below your hips. And pressing to lift your chest higher, keeping your neck straight. 2 more breaths, your chest rising towards your chin. 1 more breath. The next exhalation, release. Lower your hips down to the mat slowly. Lift the knees up. Give yourself a hug. We'll do that twice more. If you're familiar with wheel, feel free to take that pose at any point. I'll instruct the full wheel. Urdhva Dhanurasana is the last of these three times that we're doing the bridge. So let's do it again. Bring your feet down to the mat, making sure that they're right below your knees. Press your palms to the mat. Draw the belly in and inhale to lift your hips up. Pressing your shoulders to the mat. Maybe interlacing the fingers. Deep breaths. 2 more breaths. Keeping that long neck. Deepest breath yet. And then with your next exhalation, release. Lower your hips down. Hug your knees. Maybe even rock from side to side to release your lower back. So if you have a lot of pain in your low back, I recommend to just stick to the bridge and not try the full wheel. That can be really heavy for the low back. But those of you who want to try it, you can listen to my instructions now or do just what we did. So get ready, bring your hands to the mat. If you like the full wheel, bring your hands at the sides of your ears, making sure that the elbows are towards each other. Fingertips pointing back towards your heels. Draw the belly in. With your next inhalation, lift your hips up. Inhale to lift your chest up. Find that long neck. Next inhalation, lift your head up. Place the head to the mat for a moment. And next inhalation, straighten the arms. Coming to your full wheel. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly reverse, bringing the shoulders down, and then release the hips down and hug your knees. Gently rocking from side to side. Taking a few deep breaths. Then roll from one of your sides and come all the way up. And bring your foot soles together. We're gonna do trikonasana, butterfly pose. So foot soles together, let your knees drop to the sides. Inhale as you're pressing your sitting bones to the mat. Straighten your back. Lift your chest up. And next exhalation, with your straight back, begin to bend forward. And then slowly allow your head to drop towards your feet. Allowing your back to lengthen, breathing space between your vertebrae. All the while you're allowing your hips to open. One more breath here. Then with your next inhalation, lift your gaze forward. And with your straight back, come all the way up. Bring your right shin parallel with the short side of the mat, or even bring the heel a bit closer to your hips. Then stand that other foot behind you. Straighten the foot, press the top of the foot firmly to the mat. Then inhale to straighten your arms, lift your chest up. Find length in your spine. And with next exhalation, walk your hands forward. Find your way to your variation of pigeon pose, Ekapada Rayakapatasana. Sorry, I'm still learning the Sanskrit names. So leaning on your elbows, or even going all the time, all the way down to rest your forehead on your hands. Now bringing extra attention to your exhalations. Allowing the exhalations to release. One more breath here. Then slowly begin to lift your gaze. Walk your hand towards your hips again. Press your feet and back, knee and the foot firmly to the mat. Then inhale to lift your chest up even higher, and maybe spread your arms at your sides. One more breath. Then slowly return the hands to the mat and send that back foot to the top of the mat again. And switch sides. Bring that shin parallel with the short side of the mat, or bring the heel in and send the other leg back. Straightening the leg, bringing the outside of the hip towards the ground. Then inhale to lift your chest up, lifting your chest up, even gazing up. The next exhalation, walk your hands forward to find your variation of pigeon pose, finding release in your hips. Every inhalation, breathing in fresh air, fresh ideas. And exhaling to let go. Letting go of anything that needs to go. Making space for what is new. Deep breaths. One more breath here. Then next inhalation, begin to lift your gaze. Walk your hands closer again and feel the ground with your legs and your feet, with your knee. Lift your chest up and open your arms at your sides again, welcoming the spring, all the new, welcoming the energy to make things come to life. One more breath here. Then slowly return your hands to the mat and swing your feet forward and get ready for Shavasana. So feel free to put some clothes on, extra clothes, some woolly socks, get your blanket, and when you're ready, lay down on the mat to relax. Bring your feet as wide as the mat. Arms at your sides, palms facing up. Allowing the feet to drop where they drop. Relaxed. Let your head drop from side to side a couple of times to relax your neck. Then bring it to the center. Scan your body from the toes to the heels, to the shins, to the thighs, and relax. Continuing to scan, noticing wherever there's tension, wherever you're still holding resistance, to release. Noticing the ground below you. Allowing your body to rest, relaxed, being pulled and hugged in by the gravity. Relaxing your face, your jaw, and your neck. Then noticing the relaxed breath, the natural breath. The belly rising and lowering at the pace of your breath. Hold your attention with your breath and your relaxed body for a bit longer, always brushing aside the thoughts when they arise and gently returning to your breath. And slowly begin to lengthen your breaths, moving your fingertips and your toes. Gently activating your body again. Inhale to stretch your body fully, sending your arms behind you. Then bring your knees to your chest. And when you're ready, roll to your left, finding your fetus pose, using your lower arm as your pillow. Then slowly, with the help of your hands, rise up to seated, to your cross-legged seated position. Feeling your sitting bones firmly on the mat. Then with one inhalation, feel the energy rising up toward the crown of your head. Find your smile. Bring your hands to your heart. Bow to your heart. Namaste.